In this video we are going to create this particular dashboard that is basically output on which we will be working in this particular video, and this will be output in the end. Okay, so here what we have created one single one blank button here which will show our dashboard outline, which about which this particular dashboard is, and there are some slicers for the regions. Okay, east, north, south, west regions are showing all the outputs. Okay, so here are our salespersons, on the basis of which we can redirect to the all the information, and we can analyze how much they have performed in those areas, like total revenue by category, how much categories they sold. Okay, so how much revenue they got in the KPIs as well, you can see all the information, and in the trend lines as well you can see, and in the region wise average revenue that they created. Okay, so this is how we will be going with this particular project. So let's get started. So here we have the Excel sheet which contains our all the records for the sales data set, on which we will be creating our dashboard in the Power BI. So here if you see order ID, date, salesperson, region, product, category, quantity, unit prices, total sales prices, and the customer name. These are the information that we have in our data set. This is a sample data set. You may be having other data sets inside your organization or wherever you are working right now. So first you need to see all the redundancies that contains into the data set that on which you are working. So if you see here, we have some null values. So how we can remove inside Excel, because most of the like 75% of companies till now have their data sets into Excel files or CSV files. So that's why I'm showing you right now the Excel file, and that will be the file which we will be connecting with the Power BI, and we will be creating all the visuals, right? So first you need to select your data set, then Control G, and here you will see this pop up. Go to special, and here select blanks, go OK, and it will be selecting all the null values. Here you can see, and we just need to right click on this particular selection and just click on delete button. So it will ask you either you want to shift the cells to the left, shift cells to the up, or entire row, like you wanna delete whole row or you wanna delete whole columns about which they are. So we don't wanna remove all the columns, we wanna remove the entire row because that row is making some redundancy. Okay, for now we will be removing the row, but in other cases you need to sometimes remove only the cell. But if you don't have the information in that particular cell, then that row will not be helping you in the data set to calculate something, because you will be missing some values inside that particular row or record. So that's why I am removing the row. Yeah, okay, so here we have removed all the null rows, so we don't have any redundancy right now. And if I hit enter for the saving button here, so now my file has been saved inside my machine. Remember, whenever you will be working inside that particular dashboard and you want some changes into that particular dashboard dynamic, so you just need to make changes here and just click here on the save button and just go into the Power BI and refresh that particular data model, and it will redirecting to the refreshed and updated data set and gives you the outcome accordingly. So now we have ready-made clean data set. So I will just save it and we will open the Power BI where we will be creating our dashboard. Power BI desktop. Okay, it will open my Power BI window where we will see how we can see the data set into Power Query, how we can load the data set that we have into our machines, or you want the other resources to connect with that Power BI. I will show you the options. So I just close my Excel, go to blank report. First I will save my report, because saving the report will give us some more flexibility to get rid of that losses of the data set. So if we are working inside the module and we just hung up with some reason, and our data set will be lost if we don't have saved our file. So we need to first save our that particular project, so we will get rid of that error. So we will be saving our all the inputs, all the efforts. So here when I go to the file option, you will see save as house. Okay, so I will save here that the okay, sales performance dashboard. Save. Here you will see the name. Yes, now my report has been saved. Whenever I just click on save button, it will directly save my changes into that particular project. And whenever you come back into your project, you will see the updation and the changings accordingly. So now here you can see the most common data sets sources are here in front wallpaper. You can see Excel, SQL Server, and you can directly paste the blanks one and use the sample data set. So if you see in the get data, you will see 200 plus data sources that we can connect here in the Power BI. But for now we will just connect Excel workbook, and I just click on this and go to connect button. Here you can see in my this particular folder I only have this sheet on which we were working. So I will just load this file. It will ask me in a pop-up either you want to load directly into the Power Query or you want to transform dataset. So first I will directly load that dataset because I have a clean version of my records. Yeah, here you will see all the records. So yes, I have a clean version of my information right now, so I will directly load. But if you have a raw data set and you need to make some changes in that particular data set, you need to change the data type, you need to change the first line as a header, something like that, you will see the errors if you are working in this particular Power BI tool. So you will see the errors like this. So I will just load this data set right now. Okay, it will take some time and load it to my data model here. This is my option that will give me all the view of my entities for the data, right? Here I will see all the calculations as well that will be by default by the system, by the Power BI. But we need to make this habit that all the time come in and make your measures by yourself instead of trusting on the system and making them by itself. No, you just always rechecking the values, the records, and all the entities and all the modules that you have created so far. So now we are just creating a initial beginner project, so that's why we have just one file here. But many times you will be getting more files. I will making more videos on it, like I will connecting 7 to 8 files simultaneously with the fact tables, and we will be doing data modeling as well. Here is the data modeling option. Here you can see we will see the other ones here when we will be doing that working, and here we will be inputting that fact table, and this is the dimension table here. So we will be connecting them by using cardinalities and relationships. So for now I have loaded my all data set here, and if you go to transform data, you will see all the information. Basically this is a little database, you can say, for the Power BI that contains all the options as well. We can transform our data set here, and we can refresh it from this button here. Yes, refresh preview. You can refresh all the data sets here if you have multiple files. So one important thing here is to change the data type. So here I have order ID, right? So order ID is in decimal number. No, it's in whole number, right? So if sometime you have some data that is in wrong data type, so you can change your data type from here. Okay, so because now our data set is clean, that's why all the data types are directly picked up correctly, right? So here we have the names that are in text format, we have the regions in text format, all good. We have the date that is in date format. If you see here, there is a date format, yeah, and products are in text format, correct. So quantity is in numeric format, that is correct also. and the unit prices are also in numeric format, that is a whole number, and the total sales are also, and this is in text. So all the data types are working correctly and picked up correctly by the system. So if you see, in the beginning this was not the part of Power BI, they were not detecting all the data types and all these stuff, but now in the newer version, I am using the new version, so that's why it is detecting all the data types and giving me all work done by themselves. So here if you see, there are some settings, applied setups, applied steps, right? So in Power Query you don't have Control Z option, right? You just need to come here and cross that particular step that you have applied so far. That's how you can delete some changing, right? You don't have the Control Z or Control like undo or redo options, you don't have in the keys. You just go into this pane and you can remove the particular step that you want, and whenever you make all the changes be done, and then you just need to go here and close and apply. That will apply all the changings and give you a newer version into your data model. So now if you see here, we have a category, customer name, date, order ID, product, quantity, region, salesperson, total sales, and unit prices. So if you see, it has already calculated the summation for the quantity. For the order ID, we don't want the order ID summation. So if I click on this, and if I click on this, you can see it's count. Okay, so summarization, we can we can turn off the summarization. Okay, so don't summarize, it will not summarize. So if you see, it's went out from here, same as it is. If you see the quantity, yes, in the quantity we want the summation, but we will be making some measures for these particular tasks. We will make a total revenue measure, we will make a total orders measure, we will make total units measure, and average order value as well, right? So here in the Power BI we have two terms, that is measures and calculated columns. Before going and jumping into the visuals, we just need to first clarify about the entities about which we are going to make the dashboard. If you see, KPIs are very important in the dashboard, which will show your all the achievements and all the outputs that you want to show to your audience, your organization, managers, and all that stuff where you are presenting that report. So if I go to the modeling section, you can see new measure, new calculated column here. So if I click on this new measure, it will give me option to make a new measure. But one more thing that is most important and that you need to follow is that whenever you are going to make some measure on this particular table, you need to right click on that table, whichever the table is, right? So that will gives you an opportunity to add that particular measure in that table, instead of getting some redundancy. You will be making a new measure that will go into some other table, that will not redirecting the values into your this table, right? So just make sure that you are in the correct table so you can make the measure. So in the future when you will be making the KPIs, you will see the measure will be residing into that table, right? So here when I will go for the new measure, it will generate into that section, right? Yeah, this measure. So what I want here, I want the total revenue. How we can do this? First we need to give them the name that total revenue equal sign. Okay, so in Power Query, you can see this is called DAX as well. That in Power BI, there is a term for the calculations and the formulas that we can make by ourselves according to the syntax of DAX. So we can make multiple selection, multiple calculations, like in we can do in Python and other languages as well. So we can do some formulas, like we make the formulas into Excel as well. So here the formula syntax is super easy. If you see, we want the sum basically of the revenue, that will be our total revenue. So the keyword sum is most common term, and you just start the parenthesis, you will see all the options which you can use in this particular data set, right? So you are in this table, that's why it's showing you, it's recommending you all these values. So on which value we want our calculation for the summation, we want total sales, right? So in the sales data, that is our table, we can see total sales, that is an entity that we want to be summarized, that will be our total revenue, right? So I will just click on it and close the parenthesis. Here you can see all the recommendations went out because our formula is complete now, and we can just hit enter and our measure will be completed. Okay, basically measure and calculated column are separate things. Measure will give you one single result in the form of calculation. Okay, one single calculated, one single digit. Okay, that will be that might be your average, your total value, or any, you can say, calculation, that particular calculation. Okay, but if you make the calculated column, it will give you row by row all the values. Like if we go to the tabular form here, first hit enter so we can complete our measure. Yes, now if I go to my data set, so if I can make a new calculated column here, so if I go to my data set and go to new calculated column, and now here you can see when I have just entered that, I have just added the column, you can see it has created the column. So when we will be just concatenating the values or making something, it will give us the results on row level, like in the full column. So it will just, we can do here multiplication of quantity with the price, totals with the price, and all that stuff we can do according to the need that you will be having into your organization or wherever you will be working. Okay, so calculated column will give you a new column that will be working according to your this calculation that you will be doing. Okay, so right now we don't want the calculated column here, so that's why we will just skip this option here. And if you see, that is went out here, and our measure has been calculated here. And if we go to the report view, and we can check just total revenue here, and it will create a KPI here for us. So if you see, the KPI button is selected, and the 2 million is the total revenue. For now we will just delete this button, and there are 3 or 4 sections. Even you can add multiple sections from here. You can just enable them, like you can use AI with the Copilot. If you have the subscription version, you can use into your report. And if you want the format pane here, you can just enable this. I want data, build, filters, and formation as well. I have the formation button here. We can just disable and enable as well. And if you see here pane manager settings, you can set up all the settings that you want on your pane. Okay, from this particular selection. So I have the data pane here, the build pane, filter, and the customization pane as well for the formatting for the fields. We will be doing some formation for the fields. So for now, if you see, we have created one measure, and we will be making some more measure as well in the same way. So now I want total orders. Okay, so I just I want total orders. So basically I will be calculating number of rows, how much sales we have done so far. So basically I will do count rows, that is a predefined function here. And when I have just clicked on this particular function, you can see all the recommendation that we got here. So what we want here, we want sales data only, that is our table. So this will just calculate all the number of rows, basically all the records about which we have done sales so far. Okay, I just hit enter, it will give me total orders, how much orders we have done so far. Okay, now we want the other measure as well. We will do this quickly because you know that how to create measure now. Total units, yes, Okay, so how we can calculate the units? You knew that because in the first measure we have done the same thing, sum, and then we want quantity. Okay, so basically that will be giving us total units, how much units we have sold, like how much quantity we have sold so far. So here if you see total unit price is, okay, the quantity, basically the quantity will give us total units that we have sold so far. Okay, so when I click on it and just close the parenthesis, if you see the formula is complete. Okay, hit enter. So now we have created 1 2 3 measures. We will be creating one more, that is basically average order value. So we want the average order value, like how much orders we have sold so far. It will give us some summarization, what was the average order value, so in the future we can make some decisions on the basis of this particular value. So average order value. Okay, so here what we will do, we will divide. This is a common term, you will be familiar with it. So keep in mind, whenever we just target to that particular column entity, we need to press square bracket here and just select whichever the column you want here. So we want here total revenue that we have created so far. So after that we just separate them by a comma. This is the syntax basically for the measures when you will be dealing with multiple entities. So we want the other entity here, that is our total orders. Okay, we have selected 2 orders here and we want the exact match, so that's why 0. Okay, now we just close the parenthesis. If you see, it will return us average order value. Hit enter. Okay, so now we have created 4 different measures here that we will be using into our report. So if I do it, zoom it a bit, so here you can see, okay, we have created this. So if we right click here, you can format your canvas as well. If I click here, you can see we can do the page information, which page we want. We can do the settings for the canvas settings, like for the custom, for the letter, for 4:3, whichever the format you prefer for your particular report. You can import the image whichever you wanna set up behind that particular project. Like for the background, for the wallpaper, there are 2 options. You can set up the wallpaper as well. Okay, so for now we will just move ahead and make our multiple entities for the dashboard here. So we will be just creating a sales performance dashboard here. So for the statement, for the headings that we want on our dashboard here, if I zoom out a bit, so this is basically our canvas. For now you can see it's a little bit a little in size, but when we will be doing 100% zoom in, so this will be covering our whole screen. So we will see in the end how our project look like. Okay, so for now what we will be doing here, we want first our one background and one header, which will indicate that what this particular project is about. Okay, so we will just go to insert here and we will insert a blank button here, that is here. Okay, there's a blank button, so we can just, okay, so that's how we have created our button here that will show our report header about which this particular dashboard is. Button style here, you can see you can change the shape, the radiances, all that stuff. We want text into our this button. Which text we want? We want sales performance dashboard. Okay, So we can say here 2026 because we are creating in 2026. Okay, so we can adjust this in central align or the left align or right align, whichever you want. So central alignment will be good, so we can just give it a bigger font size, which will give us more clear readability. So if you see here, okay, that looks great. Okay, so we want black here. We can customize the all the parts, but we will do the customization and all the fancy processes in the end. So first of all, we can make all the visuals and all the entities that we want here. So we have created our header for now, and we want the some slicers about which we can manage all the dashboard, and we want some KPIs here. Okay, so what we want in the slicers, we have regions, we have salesperson, that are the most, you can say, important, that we can slice over the visuals, over the all the data set which we can use. So for the slicers and all the visuals here, we have the option for the visuals, and even in the build section you will be having all the options for the for the visuals. Like here you can see, we don't want the filter button right now, we don't want the format here right now. So for now we want the slicer. As you see, one slicer is visible here because there is no much space, so it can show us all the visuals. So that's why here is a detailed drop down. You can see multiple slicers here. So this is the list slicer, this will give you a list slicer. This is a particular common slicer. This is a text slicer preview basically, but we will be using here button slicer, which will give us particular columns, okay, that will look like buttons. Okay, we don't need to create one by one all the buttons. We will be just making all the buttons for our selection by clicking this particular single you can say button. Okay, so here I will just drag my regions. Yeah, so it will give me a three liner slicer, but I want the four liner because where I can see my all the regions. And okay, so for doing this I need to go to the customization pane, and I need to select whatever I want the changings here. I want the multi button layout here to be changed, so I want 4 columns here. So if I click on the 4 column here, you can see the layout has been changed to 4, right? So if I go to the callout values, basically the callout values are those values that are inside our these buttons. So I want them into the center, so that will be making more sense to me. Here you can see in the value section you can change the alignment. Yeah, here you can see. Okay, so we want here 14 font size for our buttons, and we don't want the that much height for our buttons, and we don't want the title here. So we will remove the title, and we will just reduce this height. Okay, so now we can just drag it by clicking. Okay, so here you can see. Okay, here we have these buttons. When we will be clicking just on these buttons, we will be getting all the dynamic visual output into our dashboard. Okay, we want one more thing similar to it, that will be our sales, you can say sales representatives. Okay, so we just need to change their entity here. Just remove this, and we want salesperson here. Okay, so if you see, this is giving us 1 2 3 4 salesperson. If we see into the filter button, how much unique salesperson we have, 1 2 3 4 basically salesperson that we have into the whole data set. so it's giving us the correct output. Okay, so for now we have regions and we have the other sale persons as well. So here we can adjust them, we can make them reduced as well. Okay, so here you can see we have complete version of slicers, so we can use these buttons to slice our whole report. Okay, so now we have the slicers here, like for the regions and for the salesperson. So what we want next, we want the visuals on the basis of which we can make the decisions. Like we want some KPIs here, we will make the total revenue KPI for the orders, for the units sold, and we had here average order value. So that's how we will be displaying all the information for the KPIs. Then we will be creating some visuals here, so let's create it. First I want the average order value price here, so this will create my first KPI here. So once creating all these KPIs, then we will format all of them in a single row. Okay, so I want the other KPI for the total orders. So here we have the orders, like 21 orders that we have so far. Because I have the sample data sets, you can use the real world data set for this, that particular company about which you are working right now, or any source of you can get the information from Kaggle and other sources where you will get the all the data sets about which you can make the predictions and all that stuff. Okay, after that I want the total revenues. Yes. Okay, so now I want the total units that we have sold so far. Total units. Okay, these are four KPIs that we will use here, right? So once basically in KPIs, when you will be formatting all the sections of that particular KPI, you can directly paste the visual formatting with the other KPIs, right? But one thing that we can copy paste is their height and width. That is basically in the properties here. For the data formats, you can say I guess in the size and style. Yes, here the height and the width. Okay, so how much width and the length I want for that particular KPI is basically I have this complete space. So first I need to just get all the visual here, how we can display our information, right? So I want basically a little height. Okay, but I want the enough width because I have much space here, so I can make them bigger in the width. But okay, so if I change my background a bit, like if I go to the format canvas here and I can just choose one color for the gray or something like that, and transparency to 0, you can see. Okay, so we will select some a little darker. Okay, a little that will just differentiate our white color. Yeah, okay, this make also some sense. But if we go and choose some other color set, okay, so here I have chosen one dark brown, dark blue, you can say. Yes, this is dark blue. Okay, so this is basically a code on which we will be working here. Okay, so basically we will be using the same color palette, but we will just use a little bit lighter version for the other KPIs and the visuals, which will make some sense to our and we can also go with the other version that is here, predefined version of we can make difference by using some different colors here. Okay, so first we can go with it. Okay, So here if you see, we have enough width and height for those KPIs, and we can also change their font sizes, and we can change their sequence as well for the categories, where like we can remove this subcategory and give them the titles that will be on the top of this row. But for now we can go with the same version. And here if you see the category label, if I remove the header that you will be watching here, yes, this will be went out. Okay, so here if you see, we have this height, and if I click on this and see in the size and style, the height is 94 and the width is 284. You see here 94 and width was for, if you, yeah, 284. We need to convert it to 284. Yes, okay, now they are similar. And if I go here, 94 and 284, yes, okay, in the same way I will do 94 and 284. Okay, so now I have the similar version of height and width for all of these KPIs. And if you see, there is not similar width between all of these KPIs. So how we can do this task? We just need to select these KPIs. Here if you see, I have selected all of them. Now what we can do, we can do the formation here in the format button and go for the alignment, and we want the horizontally distribution between all of them. So this will give them equal space between all of these KPIs. So this will help us to make the perfection in the KPIs layout. So here now the version of distribution is similar with all of these KPIs. This will look more beautiful, and in the end we will be doing some more things with these KPIs, like shadow and the other versions we can do with these KPIs. But now what we want the visuals, like we want bar charts. We will just create cluster bar chart here for the region wise sales. So here we have the visuals. Okay, I want the clustered bar chart, so that is here, I guess. Yes, clustered bar chart. Okay, I want the area in 75% of area that I want for this particular visual. And okay, this height I want. Okay, so what I want region wise sales. So if I go for the data tabs there, where I can drag and drop the entities which I want the regions that will go in the x-axis, because the headers, the on the basis of some products or any name which you want to clarify that we got the sales in these regions, or the the things that will represent that entity, we drag them in x-axis most of the time. And y-axis is basically designed for the values like the total sales and all that stuff. So now I will just drag my total sales and total revenue, you can say, into the y-axis. So here in the y-axis, okay, if you see, now we have the bars. So if you see, now we don't have the values, we don't have the estimation. If you just hover on it, we can see 48,000, I guess this is 4,84,000, and here is 5,60,000. This is the total revenue in that particular region. But I want those regions in millions or thousands on that particular bars. So how we can do this? We can do directly in the formation panes for the fancy formatting part. Here when we go to the formation part, here you can see data labels, and we can just turn them off on. So here you can see it's giving me 0.48 million. So in the millions, it's going for the 0 point something. That is not too much suitable for these values. I want in thousands. That will make more sense, right? So here in the values, when we go, we will see the display units. This is auto selected right now, but I want them in thousands. So here you can see 484,000, 461,000, 560,000. Okay, So this make more sense to according to my data set. This basically depends on the data set on which you are working at that moment. Okay, so we want this, we don't want the titles of x-axis and y-axis, right? Because we will give the header that region wise revenue. That how we can do this, just give me a moment, we will do this. Okay, there if you see x-axis and the title is turned on, but here you just need to see here the region button, it will remove. Yeah, okay, we don't want. Now here you can see this is more clear picture, and we want, we also don't want the y-axis title as well. So we just close this pane and open the y pane. We don't want the title, and here you can see that is also removed. And we also don't want the dotted lines and all the, you know, grid line buttons here, so we just turn them off. Here you can see they went out. Okay, so now we have the values. We can convert their color to black, whatever you want. If you see, that is a thick black now, and we can change their font sizes and all that stuff, whichever you want in that particular you know, customization. So that's what I was looking for right now. But here you can see in the title it's auto generated by the system, but we want here a region wise total revenue. So region wise total revenue, right? So I want center alignment for that visual. Yes, and I want a bit higher font size for this particular visual. You can say 20. Yes, okay, 20, that is too much bigger. 16 will be okay. 17, 18, okay, 16, because we need to, you know, yeah, we need to resemble with the other ones as well, so this will look like, you know, familiarity with the other font sizes. Okay, so that's enough for this particular visual right now. Okay, we will do some other things in the end with the visuals, but now I want the trend line, that monthly trend you can say, for the sales. Okay, so how we can do this, we can use line chart here. So basically whenever you need to show trends over the time period, like you want to show month over month reporting and all that stuff, how we can do this, we can do this in a really simple way. Right now we are going to create. Okay, so what fields I want here, I want monthly revenue, you can say, and y-axis is designed for the revenues and the calculated values. So I need to just drag my values into the y-axis and my date. Okay, so here when I just drag my date into this section, you can see it is showing me quarter wise, year wise, month wise, day wise, all the records are here. But I don't want all of them, you know, summarization in that particular visual. I want only monthly, you know, spark, so I can analyze how much my months are working and how they are you know, growing and whatever you can say. Okay, I don't want year, I don't want quarter, I don't want days, I want the months only. Okay, here you can see this is just a plain line. How we can make it you know, self-explanatory and useful. Okay, so we can just do some customization here. How we can do this, uh, okay, here you will see some options for the markers. We will apply the markers here, turn them on. So here you can see these are the markers. Basically these are the points for the months, where they are, you know, reflecting that this is the new month, this is the previous month. Okay, so what color you want, I want here black. Okay, so data labels, yes, I want data labels so I can analyze how my values are here for the monthly, you know, trend. So this is basically position where you want, above, under, auto. So this is auto, it's not a big deal, we can go with the auto. But we want the display units in thousands, because our data set is not that much bigger that we can calculate into the millions. Okay, So the similar version, we don't want the titles into that you know, x-axis and y-axis, so we need to remove the titles in the x-axis and y-axis as well. Okay, so here it's look more clear and more readable for the one who is just jumping into this particular visual and read that what is going on. So here you can see 662,000 in January, 450,000 in February, and in March it's 588 and 382 in the April. So you can see this is basically a trend line over which you can analyze how we can go with the new, you know, strategy for the next months. So this is basically for making any dashboard. Our goal is to give them access to make decisions on the basis of visuals that we are creating here in one page. Okay, so now we want some donut chart. We will be going to create one donut chart here, and we will be making one more visual here how we can analyze. Okay, so I want donut chart over the category. Okay, so here I will select the donut chart. Yeah, okay, so what I can drag, if you see legend, basically legend is the thing which will cut the all the, you know, separations, how this part is reacting on the basis of some value. We will give them the value total revenue, and we will give them the categories on the basis of our category that we have right now. So category will go into the legends, and our total revenue will go into the values. So that's how we can make our donut chart into the Power BI. Now we can customize this particular donut chart. If you want the category legends here, so you can, you know, keep them, otherwise you can remove them. But if we remove them, how we can, you know, analyze what they are? We can just you know, when you go to the details label, you can see here we can select multiple things. You want only category, data value, percentage of totals, how much information you want to show on that particular, you know, visual or chart. So there is data value, percentage of total, both are selected. So if I go for the all details, so here you can see furniture and electronics. These are our two basically categories on the basis of which we are analyzing how much percentage we have covered in those categories, how much sales, how much revenue we got for the furniture, that is 16.4%, and how much we got for the electronics, that is 83%. I can say, okay, yes, 83%. If I expand it a bit, you can say 83.6%, that is. Okay, so now if you see, we can give them a bit space here to differentiate. We can make it a bit small. Okay, so if I just remove them and go to my visual here, okay, now it's good. Okay, now we have a decent chart here for the dashboard. Okay, we will customize this and you will see the difference. Okay, so for now we have created the plain, you can say, architecture of the dashboard, and now we will you know, do some customization on the charts. So now what comes into your mind, how we can, you know, demonstrate for the next one? So I would say for the region wise average order value we need to, you know, make here. I will just copy this particular visual and paste it right way, and just resize. I will just resize it to fit it into this place. Yes, okay. So here what I want the average order value of my regions. Okay, so the if I go to the data fields, so region is correct, so I want here average order value, average order value, right? So if you see we have selected the 1000, so it is making more sense. Average value of revenue that we have created or generated in that particular region. You can see 121,000, that is the average revenue from east region. That is making more sense to the organizer or the manager, so they can make their plan for the future. Okay, now there are multiple options how we can customize this particular dashboard. We just need to close all of them because we have created our dashboard for the this is a beginner version of dashboard. We will be creating many other complex dashboards in the future. I will make the sales performance dashboards for the complexity versions, and many other dashboards we will be making in the future. But for now, this is a beginner version of dashboard, you can say. And I need to just make it a little bit small. Okay, it's good now. If I make it a bit bigger, so we can yes. Okay, so now we have options. We can use the automated templates that we have inside our Power BI. Here you can see these are the themes. If we select one of these themes, it will directly put all the theme version into our visuals. Okay, so it will basically give us one background. It will give us visual colors, a scheme that will make more sense. If you see now, our dashboard is super plain. Okay, we don't have any other colors and anything else. Okay, we just have if you see here, we have not converted the you know values category here. Okay, if I go for the slices, detail labels, values, yes, so the display units should be thousands. Yes, now it's good. This and this is making also some sense. Okay, so we want the title here centrally aligned. Yes, okay, this one as well for the center. Yes, okay, so here we have title font 16, here we have 14, so this should be 16, this should be 16, this should also be 16. Okay, this is 16. So now we have a good layout for the beginner version of dashboard. Now we can use our themes here. We can use this theme because this contains the background as well. So as you can see, it has applied one wallpaper and the other version of theme for the visuals. But we can use the other visuals as well, like this one, whichever you want. Yes, okay, whichever you like you can use. Okay, so here you can see this is giving us more interaction. You can use also the other ones as well. This is also a beautiful version of theme. Yes, we can use. Okay, but this one was super exciting. Yes, okay, so this is simply super, and we can zoom it a bit. We can just close these tabs here, and we can go with the full screen fit page. Okay, now you can see complete dashboard here. Okay, so how we can filter them? When I will be clicking on my filter here, the slicer version of button here, it will reflect with my all visuals, right, with the KPIs as well. So if I click here, you can see everything will be changed. Yes, in the north, yes, in the south, yes, in the west. Okay, so now if I click again here, it will redirect to my basic version where all the information has been displayed. So now I can go with the sale persons as well, like Ahmed Ali, how much sale how much revenue did he made, how much total units he sold, all the information that I am looking for basically. If you say this is my team performance dashboard where I can analyze everyone's performance, and I can analyze either I need to push them a little bit, more to the higher ranks or not. So I just click here and I will see, okay, this person did 7 orders, and total units he sold were 43. And how much revenue did he created? He created 587,000 revenue. And the average order value that he created, like they done 7 orders where they sold 43 units, so the average amount of particular order were 83,000. Okay, so if I see this is a good performance, I can promote them. Okay, if it's not, I can, I will not move forward with this particular promotion. And if I see for this person, the 4 orders and all that stuff, you can see all the information. So that's how you can create basic version of dashboard in Power BI. Now the question is how we can publish this report. When you have created all this report, you just need to, and you just need to click on save button here. It will save your report. Okay, so if you see here, here are options for other data sources as well. You can connect other many sources as well into the report. Okay, so now we have just connected with the sample data set that were in workbook, Excel workbook. So in the future you might have some other, databases or text files, web-based links that will be added with just a single click. You can just click on this web button and it will give you a pop-up where you can paste the URL, and it will directly be, yeah, here it will directly be, and you just need to click on OK. It will directly be connecting with that data source which is live, and it will give you an opportunity to get all the data set from there. And this will not affect that data set, but you can just import that data set here into the Power BI and make the calculations and all that stuff whichever you want. Okay, so that's how we have created this dashboard. You can use this dashboard into your portfolio. You can show this onto the Kaggle profile. Kaggle is a platform where you can go with the hackathons and many other options where you can win money as well with the hackathons. If you win the hackathon, this will give you an opportunity to win some money, and you can also learn many things. You can get free data sources from there, and you can also get free themes for the dashboard from Power BI gallery. Okay, so that's how you can make the dashboard, and this is the button where you can publish your report. If I go with the publish button here, it will ask me for the email. Because I have licensed version here, I can publish. Okay, you might not be having in the free version of Power BI, but if you have the licensed version, you can publish your profile, your project, and you can share it with the whole company or an organization, people, wherever you want. Okay, if you are a professional or someone, okay, who need to do this task, you can directly contact me as well. We can make these projects. You can just comment and get the help from me and all that stuff. Okay, so that's all for this video. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much.